If you've got spring fever, Lowe's has the cure. During SpringFest, make your landscape stand out with 3 free bags of Miracle-Gro 3/4 cubic foot garden soil when you buy 3. Plus, get up to 40% off select major appliances to keep clothes, food, and dishes fresh all season long. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Sunday morning. With us today is EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin. Has been doing a phenomenal job for our economy, saving the country so much money, saving companies so much money that I guess the economy is doing great. Well, Lee Zeldin, give us an update.
Well, John, it's great to be on with you again. And yeah, I mean, a lot of great work coming out of EPA, just every day, every week, big announcements. Most recently, we just announced our new Water Reuse Action Plan 2.0. As industry grows and the AI and data center boom continues to ramp up, as energy capacity continues to increase, as we unleash energy dominance here in this country, one of the often forgotten topics is the need for water. And EPA has been really leaning into this aspect of the mission, and the water reuse is a key component of it. And not to be lost, even though that's how we ended the week, we started the week with a really big announcement at Floyd Bennett Field with the Williams Company, Secretary Burgum, Secretary Wright, and others, as we broke ground on the Nessie pipeline to deliver natural gas to up to 2.3 million downstate New York families. Long time coming, big win to increase that access to reliable, affordable energy. So, hitting it really on all fronts, increasing baseload power and that access to affordable energy, while also making sure that we're protecting the environment. That's how we're bookending the week.
And I understand that President Trump, there were some announcements made yesterday on more crude pipelines with Canada.
Yeah, the president has been really leaning into individual pipeline projects over the course of the 15 months since he's been sworn back into office. Enbridge has a pipeline around through the Great Lakes. It's been, again, another project that has been around for a long time, hasn't been punched over the finish line, and President Trump sees the benefits for actually getting these projects done, and he doesn't want to start these projects by the time he's leaving office. He wants to be able to get as far as along, if not completed. The Nessie pipeline will be done by the end of 2027, for example, and we're talking here about Enbridge in the Great Lakes. The president has been working on an LNG pipeline to run along the Trans-Alaska pipeline in Alaska. Transwestern has an over $5 billion expansion of a pipeline that is running through the Southwest U.S., and that list goes on. We tap into our energy supply so much better for the environment than so many other places around the world. And I remember serving on the House Foreign Affairs Committee when John Kerry, as climate czar, came in right after Joe Biden was sworn in as president. And he was posed a multiple choice question as there was a conversation going on about transporting this energy supply. And he was asked, what's best for the environment, sending it with truck, with train, with pipeline. He was given a whole bunch of choices. And without missing a beat, he said pipeline. If we're all on the same page, then why are we bending the knee to these far left activist groups that are trying to stop these pipeline projects? We should be building more of them, not less, and that results in less trucks on the road, and on many fronts, it's just better for the environment.
I agree with you 110%. I mean, I don't understand why, whether it's drugs that were shooting down the boats in the Atlantic that were coming in from Venezuela, and we were getting criticized for that. whether it's pipelines. I mean, it's just crazy sometimes. We know each other a long time, and I know, we know each other from the Long Island. You made comments the other day about Forever Chemicals that you're very concerned about it.
Yeah, man. The district that I represented on the east end of Long Island that you're extremely familiar with, the 1st Congressional District of New York, had a number of sites while I was representing that district that for a long time, we're talking decades, have been dealing with PFAS contamination. So, while I was a member, I was one of the founding members of the PFAS Task Force. I voted for the PFAS Action Act. So it's an issue that I've been involved with for a long time as EPA Administrator. A lot of our program offices at headquarters and in the regions work on it, from research to our Office of Water to our Office of Land and Emergency Management and more. And we're now coming up to a mandatory compliance date where water systems, and there's thousands of them across the country, are going to have to come into compliance with the maximum contaminant level set by EPA for PFOA and PFOS. The good news is that there's a lot of technologies that are coming online that destroy PFAS, will allow the water systems to be able to deal with this contamination at minimal cost. The other aspect of it is the dynamic of passive receiver. Right now, if a local water system has to pay the price, they pass it down to their ratepayer, and people then have to pay to clean up contamination in their own water supply that they're not responsible for, and that's the wrong answer. I've been calling on Congress to amend federal law to deal with this, and the principle of polluter pays is one where whoever's responsible for the PFAS contamination should be the party that's responsible for paying for the cleanup.
I mean, that sounds logical. I mean, the other things that are coming due, again, you're in New York State. You lived on Long Island. The gases used in refrigeration. New York State is trying to do different gases than the rest of the country. And it's putting a lot of people out of business. I get complaints about it all the time.
Yeah, and this is just about applying common sense. I mean, you're talking about the drug interdiction. We're just talking about pipelines. As far as energy supply in the state, the state has set climate goals in state law that they know up in Albany that they will not be able to meet. They will cause extreme economic pain in trying to make progress. No matter what, they are not going to be able to meet these climate goals. That's just a reality that has to get confronted now. We're not extracting natural gas, although we need it, and we end up just going across the border into Pennsylvania for it. They've banned gas hookups into new construction. There's a lot of pipelines that they won't sign off on. Constitution Pipeline is a pipeline that's desperately needed, especially for millions of New Englanders, to deliver Pennsylvania natural gas into New York. And it's also good for redundancy. I mean, there's a lot of talk in Albany about intermittent sources like wind, for example, and that needs to be viewed for anyone who's advocating for it as an idea to add to energy capacity, not to substitute for baseload power. It's not reliable enough to do it. And a lot of aspects of energy policy in New York for many years have been heading in the wrong direction. And I have to always say it. It's never too late to fix them. And the fact is, we still have the supply. You could change some laws. The problem is that the people who are up there just aren't getting it right. And, they could hear us talk about this all day, every day. And for whatever reason, they just don't want to do the right thing.
Yeah. It's just frustrating sometimes. We got another minute or so left. What is your number one pet project that you either worry about or you're rushing to make sure it's done?
Well, we're just looking to notch environmental wins on the board every single day. The best announcement that we've put out since we came in on the one-year anniversary of President Trump's inauguration, we released a list of our top 500 environmental actions. We have some projects all across the map that are really close to our heart and really leaning into, and it's hard to rank one above the others. I'll tell you, we put a lot of time and energy into getting a new agreement, which is getting implemented with Mexico to end the raw sewage that has been coming across the border from Tijuana into Southern California. A bunch of Mexico side projects to be completed in 26, 27, and one in 28 that are all desperately needed. Been very involved in the rebuild in Los Angeles following those terrible wildfires of January of 2025. A lot of Superfund sites all across the country that we're making great progress on. And so it's hard to rank one at the top of the list, but while we right-size the agency and we prove that we can both protect the environment and grow the economy, it's very important. We'll never lose sight of that core mission of protecting human health and the environment. And those environmental wins are the ones that we're most proud of.
Well, EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin, thank you for everything you do. And I think you used the key words. The key words is protect the environment and make sure our economy goes in the right direction, and having common sense to be able to do both. And I think you've been doing that, and thank you for all Americans.
Yeah, thanks a lot, John.